Cassandra here with Buy Tennessee Dirt training videos. If you are new to the team, welcome. And if you've been with us for a while, welcome back. So today we're going to go over the exclusive buyer representation agreement. We've had some changes to it in the last month, so we're just going to kind of briefly go over some of the changes that they've made basically. So of course, as always, go ahead and make sure that up top the broker firm states that it's Southern Middle Realty, Keller Williams. You can do dash Keller Williams, powered by Keller Williams, however you want to do it. And then I just noticed that this says Labe instead of Lane, but that's okay. 707 Kings Lane, Tullahoma, Tennessee 37388. You're going to put your buyer's information, so their name, and if you've got multiples, you'll have another box over here that you'll have a second buyer as well. Then you're going to put down the date that you started representing them. I believe if you're going to only show them one house, you didn't have this buyer's rep signed, so your expiration date's going to be like, let's say March 18th of 2024. But in this case, we're working with this client for a little bit of a lengthy time. Typically, it's 6 months, so that it gives us the opportunity to find the perfect house for them. So anyway, so make sure that you put the date that you're signing this agreement on. Make sure the client's information is there, and then Southern Middle Realty, Keller Williams will be here. Once you put in it up here, it'll automatically fill in down here. All right, section 2, type of property sought by the client. This is where you're going to put, a general description of the property. They're only looking for like minimum 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, looking in Winchester. Then you'll put down the price range. As far as sources to search from, I highly recommend, obviously, that we use our current MLS system, which is the RealTrax. And then if there's any other terms and conditions, this is where you're going to put it. And then for some reason, if there is a property that they want exempted from this, this is where you're gonna put that as well. I don't come across that, I don't think, ever in the last 2 years that we've been doing this. So okay, so here's some changes. They've kind of moved things around. I think before, your compensation agreement or your compensation amount was over here somewhere. So now it is your carryover clause. So make sure you put in there that 90-day carryover clause. And then down here, of course, is your compensation, which obviously can be fully negotiated, between yourself and your client. And then you can also add in to your agreement or into the PSA that you get paid by the seller broker if they're offering. So just go ahead and make sure that you don't ever leave anything blank. So go ahead and here put 0.00 and then you put 3%. If you've agreed upon 2.5%, then put that. If it's a small land deal, it's always good to maybe negotiate a set price. I think we've got one recently that it was, a 3%. So it's $750 is what they would get on this deal that they were putting together, which is only, $750 it beats a poke in the eye, but it's not a whole lot. So if you say, hey, you know what, my services are worth more than that 3%, so I'm going to ask for, let's say, $2,000. So that out of that $2,000, you still have your broker fee and you still have a little bit of meat left on the bones for yourself. So that's always good to negotiate depending on the contract that you're writing. And then down here, of course, we have the compensation for a lease. We're not really in the business of helping people lease. I mean, we definitely can if need be, but in this particular one, we're only interested in helping them purchase a home, not rent a home. So we're not asking for compensation for that if they decide to lease. And then I think there's pretty much it with this document. Of course, here, make sure that your name is in here correctly, that you are the appointed designated agent. And then down here, if there's any confidentiality information that your buyer gives you authorization to share, or just kind of put it out there. And then let's see what else we have. Nothing in exhibits and addendas. And then in special stipulations, always put down whether you are on the buying side or the selling side, every transaction has to have a $150 broker fee. So the language on this is Keller Williams broker fee of $150 to be paid by the buyer at closing. Or if it's a seller situation, it would just be seller at closing. And then just make sure your information is in there, of course, your name, the Keller Williams, and then the address, and then your phone number, and then, of course, your client's information down here. So, as always, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us, and we will try our best to get it answered. Have a good one.